All right. Hi, everyone. Hello. A very warm welcome to all of you. I hope all of you are doing great. I'll introduce myself quickly to all of you. My name is Riya Bansal, and I'm currently working as a software engineer at Flipkart. Previously, I have worked at some other companies as well, such as Amazon, American Express, and Coding Blocks. And I welcome you all to the session today. I have a few interesting things that I want to all introduce all and let you know about a few interesting things that we have packed up for you for this weekend and for over the next 6 months as well, right? So I hope all of you are equally excited. First, I would want you to introduce and to let you aware that Coach Chef is actually coming up with something very interesting, right? They have like a whole over the weekend to actually get acquainted for what they have in you, and actually this session actually acts like a trailer for what we have in the picture for over this next 6 months for all of you, right? So I believe all of you must be currently preparing for interviews, right? And preparing and working hard for cracking internships, getting a job, right? So I hope all of you are in the process for that. And we have actually come up with something interesting that can actually, streamline this whole process and get you onboarded to this whole process as quickly as possible, right? So first I'll tell you what we have for you over the weekend planned, right? We've actually come up with the event where we are going to share some of the most important tips and tricks that can actually help you land a job or an interview, right? Whatever you are preparing for, we have a whole structured event just to tell you what exactly this event is all about and what we are covering. So I think all of us already tech interviews are something which is a very long and a rigorous process. You need to have a lot of focus. Your thinking process should be on point. You need to be quick on your feet, right? And you need to have those problem solving skills, right? Many people just relate to the fact that if you have, good problems or just have, good data structures knowledge, that is enough to crack interviews. But that is just a myth, I would say. You need to have good problem solving skills. That is like the underlying idea of how you actually land a job, right? So we're actually going to help you prepare for that, right? And this event is going to help you systematically prepare for that particular process, right? We are going to just to tell you what we will be covering as a part of this event. So this event starts on January 23rd, that is tomorrow, where we are exactly going to cover some of the most important tips for placement preparations. We would help you and we would want to give you some important topics, right, which can help you get onto this process a little bit more better. All the instructors, all the educators, all the Unacademy educators who will be a part of this event will be helping you out have gone through this process and they have recently gone through this process, right? So they are the one who did land a lot of interviews. Here are the people who did land a lot of jobs. So they have some of the inputs, right? They have some of the tips that they feel would give you a head start to all of you as well, in order to and in order to have a more emphasized learning process, right? So that is what the idea will be. Then we have sessions where we cover the basic fundamentals of interview preparations. Then we also cover about how you take a mock interview. So many of you have not given any interview before, right? Many of you just will be giving the interviews for the very first time, so you will be nervous. You would not know exactly what to say at what time, what is the right way to convey your thoughts to the interviewer. So that is why we are going to create like a mock environment for the interviews, where you can actually see what exactly will be happening, right? How exactly does the interview process goes and how you should communicate your thoughts to the interviewer, right? So that is what we'll also cover. Also then we have like a few small topics which we feel are very very relevant and which you should like had a good grasp in order to excel in interviews. So we'll be touching upon sorting and searching. We'll talk about some few maths and puzzles problems as well for interview preparation. We'll also talk about some basic data structures that are required for interview preparation, right? So that is the whole idea. Apart from that, we've also covered some advanced data structures as well. So many of you already have some intermediate level knowledge, right? Many of you already know how that whole thing works. So what we'll do is, for those of you who have that level of knowledge, we'll also give you this in this event that is about the advanced level questions and advanced level data structure that we have. Then we have, like, I think a very favorite session to all of you who might want to ask a few questions, who might want to ask, a few things which they are personally facing right now and might want our opinion on that. So we'll also answer all your placement related queries in this particular Ask Me Anything session. Followed by that, we'll have a dynamic programming class. We'll solve a few frequently asked problems for dynamic programming, followed by graph algorithms. And now we'll share the final plan in the end that we feel is going to help you for your interview preparations in 2021, right? So we are starting with the new year. We're starting with a year where we have to make sure that we are very having a systematic way to learn and actually having a rigorous process learn and from the very start. So now is the time that we want to create our learning environment in such a way that we actually do not lose on to anything, right? So that is what the environment will be created for all of you for your better learning only, right? So if you have any issues, agar aapko lag raha hai ki yaar, I might not know how exactly to go about this process, and you might think that arey main already fifth semester mein hu, sixth semester mein hu, you might have, probably you are in fourth year and you're just scared about the fact ki yaar this might be very late to start, right? So we would want to assure you that we have a way, a systematic way to learn that basically tells you that you're never late to learn anything, right? So that process is basically going to get you acquainted with that whole scenario, right? So if you have anything, you can always just put it in the chat as well. I'll be more than happy to help you out and answer any of your queries, right? So this is the event that I wanted to talk about, right? How that event will work out and how we will be actually helping you out in this whole process, right? So if definitely, I would say this is something very beneficial for you. You will be able to learn a lot, right? From, I can say, one of the best instructors, right? And also you will get to know how exactly you should prepare for the interviews, right? In the end, we know tech interviews are something which need a lot of, a lot of practice, lot of theoretical knowledge, topped with lot of practical knowledge. So whole package that you need to be in order to excel in interviews, right? So we have started, we start with very basic coding grounds, right? And it goes up being excelling into the HR interviews and the communication rounds as well. So that is the whole process that we'll be helping you out. Yes, Ankit, definitely it is helpful for you as well. Even for working professionals, if you feel that you're currently not in the right workplace and you might want to shift to a software engineering job, which might ask for, a particular experience from your expect in data structures and algorithms and problem solving skills, then definitely this is useful for you, right? Divakar, like I said, many people do face interviews in logic building, right? They might mug up on data structures and algorithms, but definitely we will be helping you out in this process where you build that, logic building process. And after that point of time, you might not feel difficult at all in order to cover these topics, right? Topics for interview. Rajiv, do not worry. Please keep this question with you for another day. In tomorrow's event, which is going to last for another 2-3 days, we are going to actually discuss all these things in great detail, right? We are going to give you a deep analysis on what exactly is the important topics which help you prepare for interviews, what are the key actually help you land an interview, right? So many people have that myth in the mind that if they are currently, if they didn't do well in JEE mains, or they didn't land a good college, or probably they didn't, have right guidance to get into interviews, right? और सबको ये भी लगता है कि यार मेरे कॉलेज में तो कंपनी नहीं आती है. I do not have any companies coming to my campus, so I cannot land a job. But we are actually going to demystify all these things, right? We're actually going to demystify and let you know the exact process, right? And even from the company's perspective as well, they're not really looking just for people who are, actually having the same skills just from the tier one to excel in these fields, right? So that is what the overall idea here is. This was the event that I wanted to talk to you all about, to just give an idea and how exactly these things basically work, right? Now, after this, I wanted to let you know about another interesting thing that we have in mind. Like I said, this event is kind of going to act like a trailer for a bigger picture that we have for all of you in mind. So let me fetch those details for all of you as well. Um, right. So, like I said, 2021 is actually going to be the year we quit procrastinating and we actually start learning coding and whatever, is the problem solving and the logic building skills that we need to have. So, that is why Unacademy and Coachship has launched their exclusive batches. Now, what are you going to get in these exclusive batches is you're going to get an comprehensive learning, right? We have like a structured curriculum for all of you. I'll walk you through that curriculum as well, right? How exactly does that curriculum work, and how do we cover all the topics for you in great detail, right? So this batch is actually going to start very soon, right? In this particular batch, I can simply say uh, a few of the perks that I would say that you have being a part of this batch is simply going to be. Just give me a second. Yes, like I said, in these particular batches, what we are going to help you with this structured learning process where you learn everything in great detail, right? So we help you exactly through the entire process to crack interviews, right? So if you do feel that you do lack in these skills, right, you do not have the right resources available to you, you do not have the right mentorship available to you. So we are going to help you in this particular process, right? Just a few perks that I wanted to share about these batches is first, you get unlimited content, right? So it's just not that you have like a particular content that you'll have to go through. The content is going to be unlimited and it is going to specially curated for all of you who want to prepare for the interviews, right? Apart from that, the learning is very structured. The curriculum is designed by our instructors, keeping in mind all the students that we are going to be a part of this. You are going to get free coach chef certification if you are a part of this batch, right? And the educators, I can say one of the biggest perk about this batch is the educators and the content here. And the like I said, the educators here are actually analysts who are working in some of the best companies in the world, right? And if you get all this content, if you get unlimited access to all the content, you get coach chef certification, you get structured learning, right? You actually be able to be learned to some of the best instructors in the world. The subscription amount that you'll have to pay is going to be less than 90 rupees per day. Tell you what do you get as a part of this batch is live interactive classes, right? You get doubt support, which is going to be available throughout the class and after the class as well, right? So many a times we face the issue here, abhi we are able to understand everything, but after the class when we have doubts, there is no way to communicate to the team that we have having issues. So we have like an expert panel of teaching assistants who are going to help you out in this whole process, correct? After that, we'll also help you practice relevant questions, right? Relevant questions at CodeChef, so you'll be able to get an idea about all the problems. We know how efficient the CodeChef platform is and what exactly does it gives to us as a being of one of the best platforms, right? Just to also show you the topic-wise structure that we are going to follow, right? This is the whole curriculum. Any of you have any issues about that, definitely have a look here, correct? And we are going to cover arrays and vectors, right? Starting from very basic topics called arrays and vectors, moving on to recursion, memory storage, complexity analysis. Correct. And then we'll move to maths and puzzles for placement preparation. Like I said, each and every topic is specifically curated for interview preparations. Then we'll move on to basic and advanced interview problems on sorting and searching, right? Then we'll move on to two pointers and bit manipulation, backtracking, basic data structures, advanced data structures as well, string algorithms. Now, game theory and greedy algorithms, advanced dynamic programming. Moving on and ending this course with graph algorithms and hand-picked previous interview problem, right? So to get the best knowledge, that is what we will be providing you as a part of this, right? And how exactly you can make the most with that. Like I said, this is one subscription and unlimited kind of an access thing, right? So you just pay amount for one subscription, and because of that, you get unlimited access to all the batches and all the courses. Right now, like I said, just save the date, guys. It's going to be starting on 26th January. So if you are still procrastinating, right? If you're still thinking, "यार हो जाएगा, we'll do it probably some other day," या सोचेंगे बाद में, या हो जाएगा थोड़ा टाइम बाद देखते हैं if we'll be able to do it or not. I would say now is the time to start. I have been talking to a lot of you, right? Or many of you connect me on various platforms, and this is the advice that I give to all of you. Please do not procrastinate, right? Just say that you'll start today, even by attending. So if you're attending a 2 hours class and then you are devoting another 2 3 hours for your practice, that is more than enough that you can do for yourself, right? And that is the least also that you can do for yourself. So that is what we have in for you, right? And just to answer, I think someone is actually was asking what will be the coding language used in this batch, right, Nirmal? So this batch is actually going to be language agnostic. We do not want you to be sustained by the current language that you are on, right? We would ideally want you to be comfortable with each and every language, right? See, language, whether it's C++, Java, or Python, it is just a way to communicate your thoughts, right? The underlying and the overall idea again is problem solving here, right? So if you have those skills, language is not a barrier at all for you to learn anything. So we try to keep our batches as much language agnostic as we can, right? We do not try to go ahead with just one language and making sure that others are not able to learn it, right? We always try to keep it in a neutral kind of an environment where we just focus on the problem solving skills, right? So that is what the overall idea behind this is. Just to give you an idea about who all we have as an educators in this particular batches. So we have Tanuj Khattar, who is an ACM-IC World Finalist for 2 years, 2017 and 18. Right, he's currently working at Google, but he's also worked at Facebook and other firms as well. So we also have Pulkit here, who is again a wonderful coder, and he's an amazing person who's worked at Code Nation as well, right? We also have Triveni, who's also qualified for the World Finals. We also have Sanket, who's currently working as a software engineer at LinkedIn. We also have Deepak here in our cohort of wonderful educators, who's again a world finalist for the year 2020, and he's currently working at App Dynamics. Himanshu, again, like I said, all the cohort, all the educators that are part of it has been who have excelled in their particular field and done something great. So we have Himanshu again, who's again a world finalist, right? Nishchay, who's again a 7-star coder on CodeChef and an international grandmaster on Code Forces. We have Utkarsh Gupta as well, who's again a competitive programmer, and he has been teaching competitive programming on various platforms for over a year, right? We also have Murgappan, who's a software engineer at Google. He has won many programming contests, right? He has a maximum rating of 2192 on Code Forces. And we also have Vivek, who is again a 7-star coder on CodeChef, right? So like I said, some wonderful instructors who's actually, going to help you a lot in this entire process. This is how our teaching assistant support and the chat doubts forum look like. This is where you can ask your doubts and the teaching assistant can help clarify all of them. We also have like a course-wise practice platform where you will be given some curated problems, again selected by the instructors for all of you who have been, in this process for long. So they will be sharing some of the practice problems for each and every topic that we go ahead with, and you can basically learn all of them. right? Rohan, like I said, we will be helping you out in that process, right? You would not have to go ideally on different platforms for this whole process. So if you need like a platform from which you can solve, topic wise questions, here only, as a part of all the class that basically goes on, we will be helping you out in that process, right? We will be giving you curated questions which you can actually solve for each and every topic, right? So you don't have to go to multiple platforms or look for another alternative. We will be providing you and helping you with that as well, right? So that is what the agenda is. Just to also show you the subscriptions plan that we have, right? So you can, the plans are actually very flexible. If you want to take like a 1 month subscription, you can do that as well. 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months. So ideally this course goes on for 6 months. So if you want the access to all that content for the entire duration of the course, ideally you would have to go to a 6 months course. And if you would want another further discount on this, right, if you are going to use my code, right, you're going to get more discount here, right? So that is what the idea is, something that I wanted to discuss with all of you, right? If you have any doubts about this, right, any clarification that you want, that will be available as well. Anmol Dogra says, is the doubt support for free? Yes. Subscription, Anmol, so if you take the subscription for this batch, you are going to get doubt support from our expert teaching assistant panel, right? So they are that, if you have taken, if you've paid the subscription amount, that support for doubt support is going to be free of cost. Okay. Uh, uh, David Jha. So the instructor is always live in the classes, right? He can always speak and, taking the live class and see all your doubts in the chat during the class and he can clarify that. For the students' perspective, there is currently just the option that you can just put your doubts in the chat and then ask your doubt. But I think the academy will come up a solution for that as well. Nirmal, this batch is particularly going to be focused on cracking programming tech interviews. Yes, definitely, Shivasai. It's perfectly fine if you're currently in your third year and you know coding but didn't do any projects, right? You will be able to get a placement as well. Tomorrow in our event that is going to happen, we are going to talk about these things, right? We are going to talk about how exactly, with the right balance of projects, of coding, and everything related to it, is going to help you land a job. Yes, Divyansh, yes. Ideally, not very basic, but yes, we do cover some basic concepts as well to get help you onboarded to this batch. But ideally, we assume that you are comfortable with one of the particular. Ideally, you are comfortable, with one of the particular languages, be it C++, Java, Python. It could be anything, and then we'll help you through the process. Okay, someone has a doubt. Can we have a demo class? We don't have like a specific demo class here, but you can always go to Unacademy platform or the YouTube platform, right? We have done hundreds of free classes for all of you. We have designed micro courses where we actually help you through this whole process. And the instructors that are teaching in those free classes are actually the ones who will be part of this particular cohort of placement batch as well. So they are the same instructors. So you can actually see how wonderful all of them are and how easily they'll be able to help you prepare for the interviews. Nirmal has a doubt. If we get subscription for this batch, we can access other CP batch lectures also. Yes, Nirmal. Yes, like I said, this is one subscription and unlimited access kind of a thing. So if you pay for one subscription, you get access to everything and everything that is, I can say, available in this particular platform. Uh, Dhaval, this when I say basics, right? This basic thing can be a relative term here, but what I can tell you about this batch is, so this starts from the very level where we assume that you are comfortable with any of the languages. So it could be C++, Java, Python, any language. We just assume that you know just the very things that how to run a loop, probably in Java or C++, right? So if you know this much, then you're good to go and you will be able to make the most of this batch. Kanak says, will you also discuss how to get off campus placement and how to approach companies for coding test interview? Yes, Kanak, please stay tuned for our event tomorrow, right? You can use my code as well for actually being a part of the event, and you can use that to basically get all this knowledge as well. So we will be definitely talking about all these things tomorrow, and you will get an idea about these things. So please attend the event also. Rohan says, I'm following special classes. That's why I'm asking for platform for practice topic wise. Rohan, I can say CoachF has a wonderful platform where you can go ahead and practice the problems. Anmol says, can we crack big companies with just solving medium and easy level questions from lead code, or do we have to do CP? Anmol, it really depends on the company you're preparing for, right? There are companies who have like different expectations from the candidate, right? Ideally, solving medium level questions should be good to go, but there are some companies as well, such as I think Code Nation and Google, who expect you to have, that extra mile. They expect those students to have who have walked that extra mile to be very pro efficient in any of the problem solving skills. So there are companies that, right? So it's like a balance that all of us will have to maintain. So I will definitely say all the doubts that the students, all of you are asking now, we will be actually taking care of all of them in the event tomorrow. So please make sure you attend the event, right? You will actually get a lot of idea about how things happen. No, Nirmal, I don't see as such any preferences. All the like both of the platforms should be good to go. But when you're a part of the batch, right, we will be giving you some curated problem on CodeChef, right? So you will be able to solve them and submit them as well, right? So I hope that answers all of your queries, right? I'll just quickly end the session now, right? I hope it was helpful for all of you, right? And you were able to get a little bit idea about how things are going to work, right? How exactly it is going to be helpful for you, and how exactly do you get to be a part of it. Dhaval, I think the event starts 12 at tomorrow and it runs for the entire day tomorrow and day after tomorrow as well, right? So please don't forget to tune in, and I'll see you there in the classes. I'll be a part of the introductory session tomorrow as well. So I'll be helping you and walking you through the entire event tomorrow as well, right? Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much, and bye bye.